A liquidity zone are simply zones where there's likely going to be stop losses. That means a liquidity zone is simply a zone where both buyers or sellers are likely going to put their stop losses in the market. And now for us to be able to spot or identify or find liquidity in the forex market, you simply need to understand that there is liquidity literally everywhere in the market. There's liquidity at the swing high and swing low. There's liquidity at the equal highs and equal lows. There's liquidity on the trend. There's liquidity at other blocks. So there's literally liquidity everywhere in the market. But I'm going to show you how to identify this liquidity. But before we go into that, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Divine, and what I basically do on this channel is document how I trade and as well show you the master buy master strategy. If you want to be seeing content like this, I want you to like, subscribe, and as well drop a comment. I'll be right back. Now, here on the chart, we're going to be analyzing GBP AUD, and we're going to be laying more emphasis on how we're going to be able to identify liquidity in the market. And remember, there are different kind of liquidity. We have the double top, double bottom, we have the trendline liquidity, we have the other block liquidity. Now we're going to identify all these here. We're going to identify at least one or two of them here on the chart and possibly make entries with it. But before we go into that, we need to analyze from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame where we can be able to spot this liquidity in the market. For me, higher time frame is simply on the daily time frame where we're likely going to understand the direction of the market and as well key levels in the market. Now, if we are to identify our key levels and direction, with our eyes, we can simply see that price is on an uptrend. But what's the trend saying? Is the trend saying that you are in a downtrend or an uptrend? For us to understand what trend is saying, we simply need to use our trend line to mark out what the trend is saying. Now, if you can clearly see on the trend here, at this level here, price was in an uptrend and price broke below the trend. Price broke below this area here, meaning this point is our key level. And this is the resistance key level, and as well, this is the support key level for that trend. So now we're both understand that price is in an uptrend, but price broke below the trend, and price is currently below the trend, which is saying that price is in a downtrend. And price gives us a two key level that we want to pay attention to. Now, if you have to understand what price is doing at this point to this point, or from this support key level to this resistance key level, we simply need to go to the 4 hour time frame and understand the market structure that price is printing on this trend, on this key levels. Now, on the 4 hour time frame here, we can clearly see that price is giving us series of higher highs and higher low, series of a rally, a base, and a rally. Another one again to a rally, a base, and a rally. Now again to a rally, no, this is not a rally. Price engineer liquidity here. Price engineer liquidity at this point, and price took out the liquidity and came back to this point to give us another liquidity. So this liquidity you are seeing here now, this is a double top, this is a double top, this is a double top liquidity here, and this is a double bottom liquidity here. But we have to bear that in the back of our mind. Liquidity at this point, liquidity at this point too. And now price are taking out liquidity. Back to what we're trying to analyze. Now price is giving us series of demand zone here, and our last demand zone here is simply this demand zone that is here. So this is our last demand zone here. So at the beginning we're in the market and price have not engineered this liquidity right here, would have been looking out to buy from this demand zone here. But price filled this demand zone. So we're going to go to the 1 hour time frame and refine this demand zone. Now on the 1 hour time frame, this demand zone was valid, but price filled this demand zone. Now this demand zone has become a supply zone that was caused by a field or if a flip zone. So this demand zone have become a demand zone. This demand zone have become a supply zone that was caused by a flip zone. Now, if I have to define it now, it no longer becomes a demand zone, but now it becomes a supply zone. Why? Because price failed at that zone here. So this point now is simply point where we're likely going to sell from to continue this or to grab this liquidity here. Now, I want you to simply pay attention to what price has done when price came back to this zone. But first, we have to pay attention to what price did from this point down to this point. Now, when price gave us took out this liquidity, what did price do? Price gave us a rally, a base, and a drop that caused a change in market structure. Now, this point now becomes a supply zone. This point becomes a supply zone. So we're really interested in what price is going to do at this point, and as well what price is going to do at this point. Now, if I'm to pull this thing down to this other side now, where price touched it, we see that when price was doing all of this prices on here, price was engineering liquidity and manipulating people to sell, so that price can stop them out or early sellers. What we can clearly see that is that price engineering liquidity at this point here, and there's liquidity at this point as well too. There's liquidity at this point as well too. This shows that this point of interest is likely not going to hold, but it's still important for us to pay attention to this point of interest. So what the price do when price got to this place? Price engineering liquidity here, took out the liquidity, also took out this liquidity here, and price is likely going to come and get to this other supply zone here. So I pay attention to what price is doing at this extreme or high probability supply zone here. Now, if you are to sell from this zone, we simply want to see price give us a change of character. And the price give us a change of character when price came to this place. Yes, price give us a change of character. So likely or not, likely if we have been on this trade, we'll likely be selling from this zone here. We'll have been on a sell entry. Now, because we do not actually take this trade or we're not analyzing it at that point, we're simply going to look for an opportunity to sell from any of these zones here. Now, if you are to sell from this zone now, a conservative sell now is going to simply be from this zone when price fill this zone and retest and then continue to sell. That means a conservative sell now is simply going to be from this zone. We want to allow price to fill this flip zone and then retest back and then continue to sell. Now this is a conservative sell that gives us confirmation for us to sell. Now, or if you want to go aggressive, you can simply sell from this point where price is. But before we sell from this point, we need to understand what price is doing on the lower time frame for us to sell. Now I want to pay attention to what price is doing from this point to this point on the 15 minutes time frame. Now on the 15 minutes time frame here, we can clearly see that what price is doing right now is that price is giving us a change of character. This is a swing low, a swing high, a swing low, a swing high, a swing low. Now what price is actually doing here is that price is giving us series of lows. This high, price could not take out this high, price could not take out this other high, and price is likely not going to be able to take out this other high. So an aggressive entry now is to simply sell from this zone here that price is currently at. Is to sell from this zone and place your stop loss above these highs here. Or you can simply put it above this high here. Or you can go aggressive as well to and put it at this point here. But I don't like to have a very tight stop loss. So I'm likely going to put it above this area and risk according to my size. Now, so this is a possible sell entry from this place to buy from this place and target this 4 hours 4 hours liquidity that price engineered when practical liquidity. That means I'm going to be targeting this point here as my take profit. So this is a possible sell entry for me on GBP AUD, and we will know how we arrive at this place by first identifying that price to give us liquidity on the high time frame here and swept it and give us a sell side liquidity. Price took out the buy side liquidity and give us a sell side liquidity. And we understood what price was doing around this zone, where price filled the demand zone. That demand zone became a flip zone. We're likely waiting for price to break below that flip zone before we can continue the sell, or whether we go aggressive from the current position price is. For me, I'm going to be going aggressive. If price stops me out, I'm not going to lose more than I want to lose. That will be all for this video. You'll see me on the next video. Peace.